I'm Naomi, and in this video, I'll be giving you a brief introduction of EFT or tapping. I'll take you through what it is, how it works, and how you can use it in your life. Now, I've got my notes here, so I will be reading a little bit just so that I don't forget anything. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques and is a healing modality that sets out to deliver exactly what it proclaims: emotional freedom. Now, this can be anything from calming anxiety, subduing the fight or flight response, soothing stress, or helping you to respond more peacefully to an emotional trigger. It is a scientifically proven and well-researched stress reduction modality that involves using your index and middle fingers, usually, to tap on acupressure points on your face, hands, and body. The action of tapping calms the fight, flight, or freeze response within minutes and quietens down the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear, perceptions, and emotion. Doing this tapping while you're experiencing stress or unpleasant feelings of any kind will help you to feel more at ease. Tapping can be self-administered by you or can be guided by a therapist, a video like this one, or it can be self-guided. The tapping is accompanied by a combination of statements or affirmations that reflect your thoughts, your beliefs, and your physical symptoms, as well as your internal dialogues about your particular issue. You want to work with a phrase or a thought that elicits the most emotional charge for you. That's where your tapping practice will have the biggest impact. And it is possible to do positive tapping, but for the therapeutic benefit, for the purpose of this video, I'm just talking about using the negative phrases to calm the body down. It's counterintuitive, but it works. It's also important for you to feel your genuine feelings and emotions while you complete your tapping rounds so that the tapping can give you the greatest possible benefit. EFT works because the act of tapping on the points sends a message to your brain to calm things down. So feeling the pain, the sensation, or the emotion, all of those are present, and then you use your statements to keep your attention on the painful belief or memory by stating them out loud. And then as you tap, the emotional response will become more and more neutral, more peaceful, and the result will be long lasting, so that trigger will no longer trigger you. You always commence a round of tapping by checking in with yourself, labeling any feelings or sensations that might be present within your body, and noticing how strong your emotional charge is from 1 to 10. 10 being that you're completely overwhelmed by this feeling and really consumed by it. 5 being that you're aware of this feeling and find it a little bit uncomfortable. And 1 being that it's no longer a problem for you. So write this number down so that you can measure how it changes with practice. At this point, if you're guiding yourself through the process, I recommend taking some more notes about the thoughts that are running through your mind about this issue and any feelings or internal experiences that you're having. These notes will give you some statements that you can say along with your tapping practice. It's really useful. Then, as you proceed to your setup statement, you need to tap on the side of your hand. So you can use either hand, and I like to use 4 fingers down the side of the hand point, or you can just use 2 at the top. And the setup statement follows this formula. Even though I have this feeling, you can name the feeling, you can name the problem, name whatever the thought or belief it is that you're experiencing. Even though I have this thought, feeling, I love and accept myself. So you state the feeling and you state that you accept yourself despite the feeling. Okay, that's the simple formula. But you can change the language of the setup statement to suit you, and you repeat it about 3 times, or you can do more if you prefer, but normally a minimum of 3. Then you move on to the main 8 points on the face and body. Saying a statement relating to your thoughts, unhelpful or negative feelings, or memories or experiences about your particular issue that you're working on. You can use the same statement for each point, or you can change it up every time. The more emotionally potent your reaction to the statement is, the better it will be for your healing process. So I'm going to use a common example, anxiety, and you can follow along with me. So I'm going to take you through the tapping process. You can follow along, and I won't be going into too much detail about all the points, but I do have another video on this channel that breaks down all of the points and shows you where they are. So let's imagine that you have some anxiety and it's residing at about a 7 out of 10. And you're having some thoughts like, I don't know how to cope, this is too hard, I'm worried about my health, and you've written all these down. And maybe you also experience a tightness in your chest when anxiety is present. Okay, so you can follow along with me, and I'll show you how you could guide yourself through a couple of tapping rounds for this issue. Side of the hand. Even though I have this anxiety, I love and accept myself. Even though I don't know how to cope with this feeling, I know that I am safe. Even though I have all this anxiety, I love and accept myself just as I am. Moving on to the main points now. This anxiety, I feel it in my chest. I don't know how to cope. It's too hard. I'm worried about my health. I don't know how to fix it. I just want it to go away. I can't escape this feeling. My chest is tight. My heart's beating quickly. Anxiety is consuming me. This feeling, I don't know how to cope with it. It's too hard. I don't know how to fix it. This feeling in my body. At the end of a few rounds, take a deep breath, check in with yourself, and notice if anything has changed within you. Maybe your number has come down. Maybe the feeling has reduced in intensity, or maybe you notice that it's changed to something else. The original issue isn't bothering you anymore, but something else has come up. If the feelings in your body are still intense, you can keep doing more rounds until the feelings dissipate and that number comes down. And you might notice some new feelings or thoughts, and you can tap on these as you go through the process. So tapping sometimes is wrapped up neatly, and sometimes it takes you on a whole journey. So don't be afraid to work with your unpleasant or negative feelings and thoughts while completing tapping. In a similar way to mindfulness, it's actually important in EFT to allow your true and authentic thoughts, beliefs, and feelings to surface and to exist so that you can see them for what they are and that you can heal them fully. At the end of every tapping session, take a deep breath, tune into your body, taking notes on your experience and writing down any new insights that you might have gained. Now, the example that I used was quite broad, but tapping usually works really well on very specific thoughts, feelings, memories, situations. So if you can actually drill down into something that's more specific, I encourage you to do that because it will really help with the healing process to get to the root of the issue. So here's a quick overview of the process. First, you notice that you're feeling resistant or triggered. You can do some writing, write down your thoughts, your beliefs, and just notes about anything in your internal experience. And once you've done some writing, choose a number out of 10 for how much you believe these statements to be true, or how intense the feeling inside you is. You can then begin tapping while saying each thing on your list out aloud, using one phrase for each tapping point before moving on to the next one. After doing the setup statement, you begin on the eyebrow point, move through each of the 8 points, and finish on the top of the head. And after a few rounds, check in with yourself and see if your belief number has changed, and keep coming back to tapping to bring this number down to 0. If this process is new to you, it might all seem very strange, and I completely understand. Just remember that tapping is grounded in science and is becoming more widely documented and accepted all the time. I've personally observed people recover from trauma, anxiety, chronic pain, and many varied limiting beliefs, not to mention reducing stress using tapping. It's definitely worth a try if you're feeling stuck on a tough emotion or thought. As I mentioned, if you want more information on the individual points and how to locate them, I have another video on this channel that you can find the link to in the description below to learn more about that. And if you have questions about tapping, I'd love to answer them in the comments below. And please also let me know what topics you'd like to see tapping videos about. This is new for me as well, and I'd really love to create some videos that you'd like to see. Thanks for watching.